Hello and welcome to Bum Mashers. We had to redo the introduction because guess what? I kept pronouncing the person's name wrong, but it's Yoko Taro, the creator of the Nier Autonomous series, and also the person who helped collaborate one of my favorite raids of Final Fantasy XIV, the Nier series. I love it, and apparently the story behind it was the Square treated the guy to Wagyu steak. Don't know how true that is. But yeah, so he came up, and this is from an article online that I thought was really interesting given today's environment with tech and everything. It says, and this is from Pirate Nation. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. It says Yoko Taro thinks AI will make all game creators unemployed in 50 years. The dynamic creator has shared his thoughts on AI technology. And so I find this really fascinating and interesting because, on the one hand, which I understand why a lot of artists are up in arms about AI. I can't disagree with that, other than like the fact that it's costing jobs and it's stealing their art. Which the second one I can understand more too, because like if you work hard on it, then someone steals it. I can understand why they're mad. But the issue is I'll be honest. I said this in my last podcast about Oblivion when I was talking about the gender mod and stuff. But you know what? Reality gives two shits about people's feelings. I'll be honest. And reality will come in the form of corporations. Because I'll be honest, a lot of corporations will see this and be like, I don't have to pay my artists and I get art. I don't have to deal with people like Rachel Zegler. Like, let's fucking go. Let's go do this. I'm ready for this fucking shit. And it's about, like, cutting costs and then also the duty make their shareholders ever more money. That's essentially I know it's going to sound like a dirty name. The fiduciary duty of the corporation is essentially make sure that their shareholders are making enough money, or they're going to kick them out and get new leaders. So the heads, and this is why I think a lot of people, when when a lot of corporations go public, it's a big red alarm because I think they'll make a lot of short-sighted decisions that will fuel growth in the short term, but essentially cut off the long-term growth in said product or said company, which can be a problem at the end of the day, because that's where you get like World of Warcraft. Oh yeah, we're gonna have 6 month subscription mounts and all that stuff. So yeah, Yoko Taro, and he said this by 50 years, AI can take over video games, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure. He may be right. Like, we don't have a crystal ball from 50 years. Um, he may be right, but it's also maybe more mixed because you don't know how far AI can develop. And then at that point, if AI can make video games, then it might surpass humans and may gain some kind of conscientious and sentinelity, like being a sentinel being. You know what I mean? Like they have their own feelings, thoughts, and stuff. But yeah, so that's my thought. And if that's the case, then you might as really fucked. Or who knows, maybe it could be the other route of 50 years where we figure out that maybe AI is not that good because it made us dumber. Or maybe we realize that if AI gets sentience, we're fucked. So I don't know. I'm just like, I found it interesting and I want to report on it because, like, because right now, like, sort of what I understand, like, some games have AI generated images and all that stuff, and sort of EA had at one point uh, said that they wanted to invest in AI. And the thing is, I think the problem is AI. I'm not saying it is, and I don't want to give anyone false hope. I'm just looking at like the past where you had like the streaming bubble the social media bubble and sort of the .com bubble, where everyone sort of rushed in to essentially cash in on a big next cash cow, which was like AI, social media, and streaming services. And essentially, at the end of the day, all the bubbles burst. I mean, we're just seeing the outcome of the streaming wars, where many companies are essentially losing money because they thought that they could chase streaming, and at the end of the day they couldn't, because then it's like, I'm going to pay $10 for Netflix, $10 for CBS, $10 for Paramount. It's, it gets expensive. Or people just like, when their favorite season of, I guess, Survivor's on, they pay the $10 at the end of the season and just binge the whole fucking season, which is something I would do. So it comes out that's not profitable, and that might be it with AI. I don't know. I mean, we're already seeing some missteps where Google's using Reddit to train its AI, and it's like, really, y'all gonna do that, Google? You'll just better off burning money, throwing it in a furnace and burning it, because Reddit is a really interesting place, and to train your AI on that, that's not. If people decide to glue cheese on their pizza, okay. As a cook, as someone who loves to cook, that's just um. But anyways, and also, who knows? I mean, the Jetsons predicted that we have flying cars, and we don't have flying cars. Just be real, I wouldn't want a flying car, let alone flying a plane. Maybe a car might be different, but I've been on planes and they're not fun. Like, I'll be honest, it's more just sitting there waiting for the destination, and that's something that I can't do. Like, I just like walking. Um, it's not my thing. Like, I know you have to go good to go to the plane to see, like, if you have family or going on vacation, but it's just like, I, I don't know. Anyways, off tangent aside. So I decided also to look at uh, the articles under, not the articles, the comments. And some of the comments were pretty interesting. One was, and this is by Akira Toriyama Parody. It says, and this is a parody account. It's really hard to say, but I think he's right. Just look at how much AI has improved due to 4 years. Now imagine how much it would have improved in just like 10, 20. I think it will happen way less than 50 years. And you know what? Yes, that might be it too. I'm not sure. Then this is by Niani Silverport. Nah, but of course a lot of front work between AI. It will be small teams of individuals that are in charge of specific departments and having AI do most coding, design, etc. Then doing it over and over again. Fine tuning. I work for a mobile game and we're already getting things into that capacity. That's true too. And this is another one too. Is they're replacing sort of the grunt work. It doesn't have the sentience yet for its own creativity, but who knows, maybe in 50 years it may. But right now, and that's why I said 50 years is a hard time to go. It's just at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so we're just gonna cut out most of the menial tasks, divert it to AI, so we'll have less people on the team and more money. By Michael Liang, 90%. The hit game Guitar, Buckshot, Roulette, and Schedule are often made by teams no more than 5. What's the value of hiring 200 monkeys? I agree. It's crudely worded, but you know what? I agree 100%. And I think even before AI hits the industry, this is going to be something that they're going to have to reckon with. Because at the end of the day, you've got games that are made by like 30 people, like Clear Obscure Expedition 44, my bad, that was made by 30 passionate people. So, and I said this in my other video, in the Oblivion one, that at the end of the day, if you can make it with a third team, why have 500 people? Like, it's just better off, less headaches, less people, less overhead, less risks. So of course he's gonna go do that. I mean, what corporation chasing evergreen profits or forever profits wanted? Anyways, that's it. What do you guys think? Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Anyways, take care. Have a good one. Happy gaming. Enjoy. Stay hydrated. Stay healthy. Bye.